Tamron's Top 5.
Hey there, I'm Janet with the Tamron Tech team. Since we've all been living our best indoor lives, I've had plenty of time to go through my memory cards that have been living inside my cameras for the past year and finally dumped them onto my computer. There were quite a few I had forgotten about, and it was fun thinking back when and where they were taken. So I'm going to share with you my 5 favorite photos, along with runner-ups in each round. And they're loosely ranked from number 5 to number 1. All right, let's get to it. Photo number 5 runner-ups. First runner-up for fave photo number 5 is just a simple close-up of this flower where I was testing the new 35 to 150. Next up, I've always wanted to give a shot at shooting a butterfly. So here I took my 90mm to the Los Angeles Natural History Museum where they have an annual butterfly exhibit. This is a recent photo from this past fall. I was at a pumpkin patch and walked by this bin and happened to notice the one white pumpkin in the sea of orange ones. And so, of course, I had to take a picture. All right, favorite photo number 5. I know, you're thinking it's just a Christmas tree ornament. What's the big deal, right? Well, it's my favorite photo, and this would mean something to me because growing up, my family always bought Hallmark Christmas cards, and we always chose ones with the best cover photo. And I remember as kids, my sister and I would talk about how we should take our own Hallmark worthy Christmas cards. And so this photo totally reminds me of some of the cards we wanted to buy but couldn't afford the higher tiered cards with the best photo. All right, on to runner-ups for fave photo number 4. Okay, I'm not a sports shooter by any means, but I had fun experimenting for an assignment with these. This was taken in Cocoa Beach, Florida, with the 18-0400 while on the pier, as well as this one, which I've used my desktop as a wallpaper during the summer months. Motocross, again, not something I typically shoot, but I think this was a pretty decent shot. Okay, favorite photo number 4 is 20 minutes right up the coastline from me at the famous Venice Beach skate park. Gosh, I don't know where to start with this photo. I will say that after spending hours trying to nail a decent shot, I got pooped on by a pigeon. Oh my gosh, it was so gross and it stung like a, you know, my boss told me it was good luck, and I was like, yeah, right. Anywho, since Venice Beach is always filled with tourists, it can be tough to navigate through the crowd watching the local skaters. So I decided to jump into the pit with them. I watched and anticipated their tricks for the shot, which can take hours. But hey, I got a decent tan in addition to the pigeon poop. Moving along, photo number 3 runner-ups. Okay, now this is more my style. I took a black and white film photography course in college and started out taking still life. And for me, I find it peaceful and relaxing, such as this one. And as you'll see, I don't really take photos of people straight on. So for favorite photo number 3, actually happens to be really recent and speaks to what we're all going through right now. I was trying to find an aisle. As you can see, this is Target, inside a Target. And I was trying to find an aisle that was without people to document the empty shelves. And just as I pressed the shutter release button to take this photo, the lady walked into my shot with her cart, complete with a mask. I stood up and I was just like, oops, wondering if she minded that. But she walked on to the next aisle. And I was like, wow, that was just perfect timing. Photo number 2, or runner-ups actually, runner-ups for photo number 2. So I always thought flamingos were so cool and pretty, and I wanted to take some shots. until I took this close up of one. And I had no idea they were so mean looking. Then I discovered pretty birds. And I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think I'm starting to become a birder. Ooh, so I like this bald eagle photo of mine because it's sort of a juxtaposition in my eyes. You have like this majestic bird that represents strength and freedom, yet he is with his head down. And I feel as if this photo speaks to what's going on with the current state of this country as well. Tough times, but we will get through this together. Favorite photo number 2 is of this yellow bearded dragon because one, I've never seen one up close and I doubt I'll see one again in the near future. Two, I can't help not to look at him when I see this photo, which I've also used as a wallpaper on my laptop. And he just looks so chill. So yeah. All right, we finally made it to the number 1 round. Runner-ups are... So my latest hobby, right before we all had to hunker down, shelter in place, self-isolate, however you want to call it, is this little guy. He's sitting on my feeder right here, but I started hand feeding hummingbirds from my apartment balcony. And I must say, it's been such a joy having them around. And so, of course, with all of the time being indoors, I figured I'd take some photos of them. I can't recall what type of owl this was, but I definitely remember it was so soft and cuddly. It even purred like a cat. Mm. So this lioness was taken with the 150 to 600 at the Los Angeles Zoo. It was my first time picking that beast of a lens up and thought, man, how am I going to get a decent shot hand holding this lens? Because I didn't have a tripod with me. But this photo sure proved me wrong. All right, we made it. Favorite photo number 1. Drum roll. Is, of course, my little guy again. This little hummingbird, I haven't named him yet, but he's been keeping me company through all this self-isolation, and this photo makes him look angelic with all the halo in the back. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed going through these photos with me. Any questions and comments, please feel free to look me up.